Here is Alisa Kong.
Sorry. Okay. I want to talk about self doubt today. Yes, I know this is talked about a lot, but I feel like sometimes people simply say, don't doubt yourself. Just stop. It doesn't work like that though. How can I erase years worth of self doubt by simply not doubting myself? Because not doubting myself should be that easy, right? Yes, to some extent, self doubt is helpful. It makes you work hard and improve. But I'm talking about the suffocating level of self doubt that harms instead of helps. I remember when I was in 4th grade. I heard one of my classmates say I was dumb because I was bad at math. I was sad, but it made me wonder, am I really dumb? I believed it. It got a little better in middle school when I did well, but then I got to high school. Sophomore year of high school, I realized I don't know how to study. No matter how hard I studied, I wouldn't do that well. I studied 5 to 8 hours on a single math test, and I wouldn't do so well. I would spend an entire Saturday reading one chapter for history class, and I couldn't even remember more than 2 facts about what I read. I started to think, oh, I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Everybody is so much smarter than me. Going into every test, I kept thinking, I'm not ready. I'm going to fail. I also just looked around. Self-doubt comes in all parts of life. I looked at myself in the mirror. I gave myself one long look and decided, I'm ugly. So no, you're not or anything? Sorry. So I thought everybody is prettier than me. Every day during school, I would just think, I'm ugly and dumb. I can't be both! Self-doubt filled my head. I'm not good enough. It affected my mood, my schoolwork, everything. The summer before junior year, I went to see a psychologist. I learned that on top of my anxiety, which, if you guys cannot tell, I have, I was also diagnosed with autism and ADHD. That actually explains a lot, like why I never really understood social cues or had a best friend where I was their best friend too, or why I didn't really know what to say in some situations. But more doubt filled my head. Wait, now I'm dumb, ugly, and weird? Oh man! Have you guys watched Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory? If you haven't, Sheldon is a genius, but he's a little awkward, rigid, unable to understand social cues. I kept thinking, I don't know why, but I just kept thinking, I'm Sheldon, without the smarts. But going back to school after that diagnosis made me even worse at school, so much so that twice, when I did well on an assignment, a teacher wrote, "Welcome back, Alisa." Yeah, twice. But I noticed that self-doubt noticeably decreased my performance. To put in context, freshman year, I had more confidence. I actually did well in school despite having some learning disabilities, without the excessive studying habits that developed sophomore year. Self-doubt noticeably decreased my performance. I started doubting myself more. I started second-guess everything that I would say or write down on a page. That's when I realized self-doubt is too big in my life. It affects me so much more than my autism and ADHD. It's like a disability in itself. But self-doubt is something I can handle. I wasn't born with it, unlike other disabilities. It was built up over time, built off of what we perceive as failure, built off of looking at our surroundings and comparing. I want to compare it to a chemical reaction. Add reactants like sadness, anger, happiness, loneliness, fear, contentment. They're all just sitting there in life, unreacted. Self-doubt is like heat, fire, boiling water. It builds up over time, built off of negative words and thoughts and situations. I'm not good enough, being told I'm dumb or ugly. All of things add up and build heat and energy until it crosses the activation energy threshold, and boom, the reaction happens. Anxiety and depression take over life. But self-doubt, it's changeable. Yes, negative words, thoughts, and situations fuel the fire and make the energy bigger. But it can be cooled down as well. Turn down the gas, put in water, put in ice. Slowly the reaction will go the opposite way. And self-doubt, it doesn't go away completely. You can cool it down. You can Say good things to yourself. Like, I'm good enough. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Celebrate your successes and surround yourself with people that celebrate with you. We just have to remember, we can't change the past, and we can't control what's going to happen in the future. If you studied for a test, there's no point in worrying right before the test. What can you do about it now anyway? If you say, I'm not good enough and I can't do well, most likely you won't. But if you push those thoughts away just slightly and bring in good thoughts like, I can do this, I am ready, I am prepared, life might be a little easier. So no, I'm not dumb, ugly, and weird. Actually, I am a bit weird, but that part I like. Sometimes being awkward is a good thing. Actually, I might be dumb and ugly as well, but that is all subjective, as long as I don't think these things about myself. So, self-doubt, maybe the jar doesn't have to explode every time. Self-doubt builds up over time. It can be cooled down over time as well. Not gone, but quieter, smaller, less constant. I still struggle with self-doubt a lot, but I'm talking about this because I know I'm not the only one. I feel like as a community, we tend to hide our problems, which can result in people feeling isolated because they're like, why am I the only one thinking these things? But here's the main takeaway. Self-doubt is not your enemy. It's a fire you can learn to control. And maybe just saying positive phrases to yourself is enough. And life will just be a little easier. Thank you.